You're live on TalkSport. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hi there.
That's Tommy Boyds, intellectual pygmy, isn't he?
Yes, I know, but what can we do?
Well, he sits there and just agrees with everything when people are talking complete twaddle. And then he gets someone in there who passed an opinion like about 10 minutes ago. And he jumps up and down on the guy's head because he hasn't done anything in life. And then when he's asked what he's done in life himself, absolutely stiff, except run a radio show. He's got nothing to say for himself.
Well, actually, to be fair to Tommy, he has achieved a great deal.
Like what?
Well, he's a very well-travelled person and a very influential person who has often been called in by well-known and influential people to impart his wisdom.
Well, that's a fairly sweeping generalisation. I mean, say about something specific.
Well, he was asked in by the Prime Minister, by Prince Charles, to give his views on the inner-city riots back in the early 80s.
Well, why didn't he tell the guy that then when he was having a go at him?
Well, Tommy's very modest.
Modest?
Very modest.
Well, I mean, there's modesty and there's just not backing up your argument, isn't there? I mean, if he's done all these things, when he's having a go at a guy for doing nothing, then he should say, well, look, here's an example of what I've done.
Well, to be fair, he was having a go at the chap who had done nothing because the chap wanted to knock other people who were at least trying to do something.
But that's exactly what Tommy Boyd does, knocks other people. You sit and listen to him, there's just no content to the show at all. It's just...
Well, that's what people seem to want.
Well, I mean, the people he has ringing in, even on sport, they've just got nothing to say. They sit there, I mean, some of the stuff I've been listening to tonight, it's just so dull. The only reason I'm listening to it is because I'm in an area where I can't pick up Edwina Curry. And it's just dreadful. I've got a long journey, and I'd rather have silence than listen to it, quite honestly. It really is a lousy show. It obviously caters to a certain audience. But, I mean, okay, so if Tommy
hasn't got a clue, this geezer.
Intelligent guy, who's obviously dumbing himself down to cater to a fairly low-grade audience, but I tell you, it really is a boring show.
Well, at least most of the people who ring in are aware of the show's format, unlike yourself, for example. I mean, to be quite honest with you, and I hope this doesn't come across as being rude, in as much as you don't understand the most basic element of the show, you're about the dumbest person who's phoned in tonight.
What don't I understand about the show, then?
Well, the fact that all calls go to air unscreened and live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which means that you are, in fact, on the air and you're talking to Tommy Boyd now, which is what everybody else is able to grasp. Except a plonker like you. I mean, do you not know what unscreened and live means?
I've only had your show on about 15 minutes.
Well, how are you able to judge a show on 15 minutes then?
Because I've had 15 minutes of tosh.
Do you realise what a plonker you sounded?
Well, I probably did. I'm not really that bothered.
Yeah, you are. Your motive for calling was because you wanted to feel superior.
No, it wasn't. I actually wanted to criticise the show. I didn't realise...
No, you didn't want to criticise the show. To be precise, you wanted to condemn.
I've just criticised the show.
No, the word criticism is not necessarily a condemnation. It's providing a critique. And you wanted to condemn.
I wanted to condemn?
Yes, you wanted to condemn other people.
No, I wanted to condemn Tommy Boyd.
Well, I am Tommy Boyd, so can you not get your... How many times am I going to have to explain that to you?
Explain what? You are Tommy Boyd. I'm well aware that you're Tommy Boyd now.
Well, can you not talk about me in the third person? Because I'm quite comfortable about doing that, but it's usually only boxers who do that.
Okay, I wanted to criticise you or condemn you. You can put it whichever way you want. On the
basis of 15 minutes listening. Can I tell you, it takes 6 weeks of listening to this show before you understand it.
Well, there's not much chance of me listening to it for 6 weeks. If I've got to listen for 6 weeks...
Well, you should try. You should give yourself a chance, because you might just discover that it is, in fact, the most salutary experience in British broadcasting.
Salutary?
Yes.
Explain that to me.
Explain that to you?
Yeah.
No, you keep listening. If you don't, okay, dismal experience. And you might.
Do you see yourself as some kind of a messiah type figure then, do you?
No, everybody else does.
Your head's getting big now.
And so will you.
Well, my head will get big by listening to you.
No, you will report it a baptismal experience.
A baptismal experience? That means I'll get wet. Is that right?
If that's what you think a baptism is, getting wet, it just goes to show you have been listening to low-grade broadcasting for too long.
A baptism is actually a religious experience, isn't it? It's a religious ceremony.
Absolutely correct. Well done.
It's carried out usually by somebody who's ordained to carry out that.
Now, you're telling everybody who's listening to this stuff we already know. Welcome to the club. But can you catch up? Can you catch up? You've got a lot of catch. You've got
Are you claiming that you're some kind of ordained minister then?
No,
is that what you're doing?
Everybody else does.
Everybody else thinks you're God, do they?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, everybody thinks you're a representative of God then?
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Then what are you saying?
Well, why didn't you ask me that in the first place? I really am bored with people who tell me what it is that I'm thinking or saying. I'm much more interested in people...
I'm asking you what you're saying. I'm not telling you what you're saying. I'm asking you what you're saying. Yes. Are you saying that you are some kind of religious figure?
No, just going back to what you were doing earlier.
No, don't avoid the question.
No, I'm not avoiding the question. I'm making the point that you prefer to pigeonhole other people with your own views of who they are and what they're about, rather than beginning a relationship by asking them about themselves.
Okay, you have a bit of a problem with other people's views, don't you?
Yeah, you see, you're doing it again. You see, you're doing it again.
No.
You're doing it again. Yes, you are. You're telling other people who they are. You're telling other people what they're like. And I'm here to tell you that you need to change in that alone. And we've only been speaking for 5 minutes. How many more slugs are there hiding under the rock?
Okay, that's a question then. Do you have a problem with other people's opinions not being the same as yours?
I don't think it's a very good question. Do you want to... It's not. No, what do you mean by... No. Can I just interrupt a second? To get this question right, can you rephrase problem? What does that mean?
Do you object to other people having opinions that don't match yours?
Do you have opinions?
I have lots of opinions, yeah.
I bet you do, Cocker. Now, what makes you think you have the right to any of your opinions? Explain your criteria by which...
Why do I have a right to an opinion?
Yes. What makes you think you have the right to an opinion on anything?
On anything at all?
Yes.
Well, because I'm a human being, I've got a certain amount of experience of life, same as you, and life forms our opinions. And therefore, if you live... Have you ever bothered to sit down and work out how you're justified to have an opinion in anything? Yes, I have. And well, go ahead then. Let's have your criteria. My criteria for having an opinion? Yes. Well, to start with, I'd like to find a human being who doesn't have an opinion on something. That's not an answer to my question. Well, it's impossible not to have an opinion, isn't it? Unless you've got completely... That's a very poor reason for having an opinion. It's like saying the fifth reason for having 2 legs because you're born with them. No, and we don't do metaphors either. What people who use metaphors are having trouble expressing themselves clearly. Okay, I'll express myself clearly. If you have any form of intellect at all, and you might well consider mine to be fairly low, and that may be a fair comment, but if you have any form of intellect at all, you will inevitably form an opinion on the things that you see in life. And as soon as you do, my friend, reject it. Why? Are you saying that you have no opinion? You reject all your opinions? That's absolutely right. I don't have a single opinion. I refer you to Socrates. I don't have a single opinion about anything. But what I do retain the right to do is to question people who are thick with opinions, such as yourself. Sorry? Well, who are thick with opinions. Thick or thick, did you say? Thick. Thick? Thick. What does that mean, thick with opinions? Full of them. Well, you can't be without opinion. Everybody who rings in your show's got an opinion about something. That's right, and that's why I have a go at them, like I'm having a go at you. Yeah. On the hour updates from the Sky News Centre. Experiences. Are you still there, mister? Yeah. You are, aren't you? Are you listening to this? Yeah, I thought you didn't have any opinions. You just passed 2. No, I haven't. Yes, you have. You just passed your opinion on whether that bloke should take A-levels or not. No, that's not an opinion. Was it not? What was that then? Wisdom fact. No, it was fact. Fact? Yes. You see, you've got... Just be quiet and listen. This is my show. I am listening to you. I have an opinion, all right? Oh, you've got one of you. Come on, then. Which is a fact. Yeah. Because I have a criteria which enables me to determine whether my opinion is worth voicing or not. And what's that criteria? Enlighten me.
I will. Are you listening carefully?
Very.
You sounded a little bit sarcastic then.
No, sarcasm's the lowest form of humour, Tommy, you know that.
I'll tell you what, that's not a very original thing to say, and we don't like cliches on this programme.
It wasn't a cliche, it was a quote.
Well, you got it wrong in any case.
Is it?
Yes.
All right.
I'm not enjoying talking to you. You're not really very good at talking.
That's okay. Well, you're just going to pass your opinion on me. No, you're going to give me your criteria.
Yes.
Of what makes opinion valid. Well, come on then.
No, not valid. Much more important than that.
A fact.
No, more important than that.
Well, what's more? Come on then, enlighten me. I'm waiting.
I will do. Before you express an opinion,
yeah,
you should research the field.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
Thoroughly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Not many people research many fields at all.
That's true.
I bet you don't research any fields at all.
I think I probably do.
I bet you got more opinions than fields of research.
Well, that's inevitable.
Not inevitable. I refer you to Socrates. Not inevitable. Nothing is inevitable within your own mind. Nothing is inevitable within your own mind. If you can't control your own mind, you're an intellectual spastic.
That's where we came in, and that's what I thought. That's what I think you are.
That's just an insult. I'm pointing out to you that if you say that forming an opinion is inevitable, you're not in control of your own thinking process, are you?
So how?
Now I am.
How do you define researching a subject? Because
it doesn't need... Shall I tell you why it doesn't require definition?
Why not?
Because you didn't ask for the definition straight away. You merely responded, yes, I have, no, I haven't.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why.
So in other words, you have your own definition of researching the field, and that's adequate for me. Okay?
I think researching a field involves experiencing it. So if you experience something in life, I think you can have a valid opinion about it.
Thank you for your judgment. That will do for me.
That's fine. Good night, arsehole.
I haven't finished with my view on whether or not you're entitled to your opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to cut that out with a delay. I noticed you've got a delay on what I was listening to you. Sorry
you can call me an arsehole. It doesn't bother me.
No, I didn't mean that to go on there. I apologise for that.
I don't care if you didn't mean it or not. What's wrong with calling somebody an arsehole?
That's true. You called me something earlier on, but I can't remember what it was now.
Plonker.
Plonker. No, you didn't use that word. It was something else. Something much more erudite than that, but I can't remember exactly what it was. It was quite good anyway.
Yeah, I'm erudite, all right, pal. Now, this is what you should do before you decide to express an opinion.
Yeah.
You should first of all research the field thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, go on, sorry.
All right. What's most important of all, if you believe you have begun to form an opinion, and this is the crucial bit, and this is my own determination. Yeah. All right? But I highly recommend it to you.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it to you. You should be... Yeah, you should be as certain as you can be that expressing that opinion is likely to do more good than bad. Simple as that. And if you aren't certain of that, then keep it to yourself. Those criteria have been voiced repeatedly on this show.
So are you saying that nobody's allowed to come on your show?
No. Can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there? I am saying what I say. No paraphrasing of what I say should reach with my approval. Don't tell me what I'm trying to say. I'm saying it.
I said, are you saying?
No, I'm never. I will never be saying what you suggest that you think I'm saying. You're not capable.
You to clarify.
I don't need to clarify. Only maybe for you, but I'm not that bothered about you.
Do you really think that everybody listening to your show at the moment has the faintest idea what you're talking about?
Could you say that again? I didn't understand what you said.
I said, do you imagine that the people listening to your show have the faintest idea what you were talking about just then?
Oh, yes.
You do?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you just a simple question, like the one I asked you earlier when you started to get on about the religious experience, but you didn't answer that. You won't answer any questions. You won't answer anything that might expose you to what you are.
I'm going to have to let you go because you're not actually very good at this. You haven't been listening long enough.
You don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You just resort to abuse. If anybody questions you in detail, you resort to abuse. That's fair enough.
I don't think your questions are very good.
I asked you earlier to answer a straight question. You simply avoided it. You made a statement.
No, it wasn't a very good question. Ask me. Try again. See if you can ask a decent question.
I've asked you 3 questions.
They weren't very good.
So, in your opinion, if
you said to me, I bet you've forgotten what your questions were.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, what were they then?
Well, one of them was after you suggested that I would experience a baptism. I said, did you consider yourself to be some kind of religious figure? You didn't answer that. You just avoided it.
No, I didn't. I said, yes, I do.
You do consider yourself to be some kind of religious figure?
As I said when you asked me the question the first time round, yes.
Oh, I'd like to hear the tape, because I think you just avoided it. But no, okay, if you said yes, then you said yes.
Yes, I did, yes. I did say that I'm not God, but I am nothing more or less than a religious figure.
To who? In your own mind or in other people's mind? Are you some kind of a David Icke type figure?
I presume you haven't read much of David Icke's work.
Well, I haven't read any of David Icke's work.
Well, then, in that case, then what makes you think you're entitled to have an opinion about him?
I don't have an opinion about him. I said, are you...
And where does he fit in your argument?
Well, do you consider yourself...
You've got opinions about absolutely everybody, haven't you, pal?
I'm asking you a question.
And I don't think any of them are terribly nice. I think you're a little bit unpleasant.
A little bit unpleasant?
Yeah.
I rang up because I think you're a lot unpleasant.
Well, you're wrong.
And you're wrong about me.
Prove it.
I don't have to, not to you.
Well, in that case, then, why bother to express that you're a pleasant chap?
Why, you bothered to express it earlier. I was simply responding. I was being equally as arrogant as you are.
That's poor. I'm very bored of this now.
I was being deliberately arrogant like you.
Oh, I've got a lot to be arrogant about. Have you?
No, I don't, actually.
No, you haven't. You just
are
are arrogant, even though you've got nothing to be arrogant about. I am arrogant about things that I have every right to be arrogant about. Where are you driving to?
Well, I think you're an arrogant con.
Where are you driving to?
Where am I driving to?
Yeah.
East Midlands Airport.
What for?
I work there.
Doing what?
I'm an airline pilot. Now, shall I tell you something else?
And you didn't know that you were on the radio? Jesus Christ, man! Who's going to fly with you?
Oh, don't be an abusive ass.
Are you seriously trying to tell us that you're the kind of guy that we trust our lives with on the tarmac?
Well, you're resorting to cheap abuse, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm asking the question. You phoned this radio programme fully aware that the calls go to air unscreened.
Did you ask?
And then you started talking to me as though I was somebody else.
Right.
You must have had the radio on in your Mondeo, and yet you couldn't work out that you were on the radio. You couldn't work out that you were on the radio, and yet you're going to go off tonight and fly 30 poor lost souls above the clouds. It's terrifying. It's terrifying, pal. I wouldn't trust you on a bicycle. You're mixed up, angry, upset. Stress.
You should listen to yourself.
You're very, very dangerous.
You should play the tape back and listen to yourself if you think I'm angry and upset.
I'm not that kind of a broadcaster. I agree they exist.
You almost flipped your lid then, didn't you? Almost apoplectic.
No, I'm just trying to raise the entertainment value of the conversation.
If it's so bloody boring, how come you've been carrying it on for 10 minutes?
Well, because I'm hoping. I'm hoping to lure you into what I do.
Into what?
Into what I do.
Explain that. You're hoping to lure me into what you do?
Yes.
Explain.
Well, help people like you shed their baggage.
Shed my baggage?
Yes.
Emotional or other?
Everything.
Everything?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, all of us.
So is that what I'm doing now, shedding my baggage?
No, I said I was hoping to lure you into it.
Into shedding my baggage?
Some of it. Bit by bit.
Bit by bit?
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
It is, isn't it? But I'm getting paid for it, you're not.
Tell you the truth, when I rang you up, I'd only had it on for about 5 minutes, and you hadn't actually said it goes live, so I don't think.
Now, you see, now can I just interrupt you a little bit? Can I just interrupt you a little bit? Can I just interrupt you a second here?
Yeah.
Your story's changing.
Come on, then.
Isn't it?
Well, I told you at the beginning I'd only just started listening to your show.
No, but what was the time what was the duration that you suggested you've been listening to the show when you expressed it before? Can you remember?
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. You're a liar now.
No, I can't remember what I said.
Yes, you can. If you can't remember, you've got a bit of a problem here.
Oh, don't be so stupid.
I'm not being stupid. You remember perfectly well what you said, and you've just contradicted yourself. And the reason you contradicted yourself was because you know perfectly.
What time did I say to start with?
No, you remember perfectly well.
Enlighten me.
No, you do, because you said it 3 times.
Did I?
Yes.
Well, what was it then?
You know how long you said you'd been listening to the show before you called?
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, we all do. Everybody listening to this knows that you're now lying.
Well, I don't remember.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Hang on a minute. Just now, you got very irate because you said I was trying to tell you what you think. Now, you're trying to tell me what I know and what I don't know.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now,
because I know you, I understand you, I am a student of human nature, and you're very angry about something. There's somebody or something in your life that's upsetting you, and you're trying to take it out on somebody else.
No, I'm not. I rang up to pass an opinion on your...
You're arsey.
I'm arsey, and you're not.
You're an arsey man.
And you're not.
I'm arsey with you, yes. Because you're an arsey man. And you're used to getting your way. And I shouldn't be, yes, you are. I shouldn't be at all surprised that you treat plenty of people like you tried to treat me, only you haven't managed to do it, pal.
I didn't even realise I was talking to you.
I think you need to go and have a good long look at how you are with people.
I think you should.
And I think you know what I'm talking about. We can all sense it in you.
Sense what? My anger? My inner anger?
No, the fact that you're a bully.
A bully?
Yes.
That's a good one.
It's true, isn't it?
At least I don't bully people on air on a regular basis.
I bully you.
Yeah, exactly. You bully.
And I've bullied you good.
Yeah.
And that's because you started it.
And
you've got more than you bargained for.
No, I thought I was going to get through to you straight away. I'd have known I was going to get a mouthful. I'd hardly ring up to call you an intellectual pygmy and expect you to take it, would I?
Now, I'm going to let you go now, but I'm telling you this, you've got a lot of work to do, because you're a deeply flawed individual, and I don't like you, and I don't think many people do like you.
Well, I doubt if many people listen to your show like me, because most of them adore you. So obviously they're not going to like me. And obviously I didn't ring up expecting you to go, oh yes, you're right, I am an intellectual being. I expected you to argue. And you've bothered to do it for nearly 20 minutes now. So it must have touched a nerve with you, mustn't it? Because I'm just filling the time driving up to East Midlands. You're filling in you're entertaining half the country.
Yes, correct.
I'm just doing this to entertain myself.
Yes.
I'm filling the time. But you've bothered to spend 20 minutes to argue with me, so perhaps I touched a raw nerve with you.
I don't think you touched a raw nerve with me. I thought you might be almost my equal.
Oh, no, come on, you never thought that.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did,
Don't bullshit me.
I'm not bullshitting you. I've met 2 people who are better than me.
Oh, there's nothing more than that around. Don't be so modest.
Well, I've never met them, that's the truth.
No, you see, you're very good, though, because you've...
I know, I am very good. I'm actually... Shall I tell you what I am?
What?
I'm absolutely unique in broadcasting.
I'll say that again.
There's never been one like me, but there will be plenty more like me, taken from those who listen and understand what it is I do. Now, if you want a show where somebody is going to interview a succession of jaded politicians, asking them dull and obvious questions, And
no, but you have a lot of dull and obvious.
Can I just finish, because I know where you're. Yeah, I know where you're sort of. I know what you're one of those conventional people.
I'm very conventional. I agree with that.
Very conventional, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the minute you get a whiff of somebody doing anything remotely unconventional, it offends you a bit.
No, I wouldn't say offend. That's the right word.
But it worries you. Makes you a bit cross.
I find, when you're searching the airwaves for something to listen to, some of the trivia that you go through. I mean, some of the stuff you were doing.
What is trivia?
Well, it's irrelevant. But then again,
well, can I just ask you about that? I mean, what is trivia? What is trivia exactly?
Well, it's a subjective thing, isn't it? Trivia to one person.
Where does it hail from? What's the origin of trivia?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you see, you mustn't go using concepts, particularly to condemn, when you're quite ignorant of the concept.
Tommy, I just backed up a bit then. I just said to you that trivia is something that's irrelevant. And of course, it's
well, you see, it isn't. No, darling, Petal, that is not what trivia is.
What is trivia then?
Okay. The Greeks, who we owe a great deal to for our education system, had 7 subjects on their curriculum. The 4 sciences, I bet you got physics, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 4 sciences and the 3 creative subjects, the arts.
Yeah.
The Greeks decided that the 4 sciences, I bet you got chemistry as well, didn't you?
No, well, I level, yeah.
Yeah. The Greeks decided that the 4 sciences were more important than the 3 arts.
Yeah.
The 4 sciences were called the...
Sorry, is that a question you're asking me?
Just wondered if you were clever enough to make the connection.
Well, I haven't studied Greek.
No. The 4 sciences were called the quadria.
Yeah.
And the 3 arts were called the...
The trivia.
Good boy.
So are we talking about the Greek meaning of the word trivia or the modern meaning of the word?
Oh, I just get it right, pal.
Well, I was talking about, I don't think if you go in the dictionary, you might go into an encyclopedia and find a great long drawn out...
Yes, but you're guessing here. You're guessing.
But I think you'll find that most dictionaries will describe...
Yes, but you're saying I think you'll find, and when we're flying at 35,000 feet, we don't want to know that the pilot thinks you might find.
Well, the pilot knows that most people...
Fine, and I know that trivia doesn't mean what you think it means, so don't use a concept you don't understand to condemn somebody who knows what the concept is.
When we finish, get a few other people to ring in and tell you what they think trivia is.
How do I do that? Do I say things like, give me a call now if you'd like to talk...
Say what you think trivia means.
Oh, Jesus.
Why not?
Why not? Because it's not interesting, pal, like you.
Well, for somebody who's uninterested, I've occupied a lot of your airtime.
No, you haven't. I have.
Yeah, blowing hard like you always do, I guess.
It's not the tennis ball that people come to watch.
What is it then?
It's the player.
The player. And you're playing with yourself, are you? I didn't mean that, actually. I meant you're playing...
Oh, you had a little panic then, didn't you?
I suddenly realised what I said. I didn't mean to say that.
See, look at you warming up now. You think to yourself, he's not such a bad guy, is he? Listen, now what you do now, you've driven about, 30 miles.
Yeah.
I've been a pilot, it's probably more like 45.
Oh, I don't speed. I've got too many speeding tickets already.
Just see whether you tune back into Edwina Curry now you can. Bye-bye. That was quite good fun, actually. I quite enjoyed that. He wasn't bad. He came round a little bit. But I wouldn't like to be in the air with him.
No.
What do you know what it is? I reckon he's crossed because he's got to go to work tonight.
Yeah, possibly.
That's my judgment.
Certainly if you're doing something like a charter flight with those kind of people.
And he'd rather be,
Concorde.
He'd rather be long haul to JFK, obviously. But because I get that. Do you get that when you're coming out on a Sunday night to work? Because I'll be quite honest with you. I set off about 7:30.
Yeah.
And I'll be quite honest with you. From about 6:30, I say to my family, don't bother me. I'm going to have a bath and I'm going to get dressed and I'm going to go off. All right. But I'd rather be here with you because I would.
I'm either
That's the truth of the matter.
I'm either doing 15 things in half an hour, trying to get things done, or, like you, I'm just sitting there listening to the radio, not wanting to do anything. And so 1 in every 6, I think, I'm driving up the A3, and 1 in every 6, I'm thinking, I really don't want to be here tonight. And yet I come in here, and it all goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, once I'm here,
it's fine.
It's great. But it's that moment about, I'm just about half an hour short of setting off. I only need one of the boys to come up to me and say something like, Dad, can we go on the ISDN computer? And for some reason, I think to myself, that's not fair. They're going to mess about on the computer, and I've got a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And I have to really, really, really watch myself so I don't, bite their heads off. But anyway, going back to Blokey there, Blokey is very, very gnarled up because he's got to go off and fly a grotty plane tonight. If he is a pilot, I don't know.
Have the air of being a pilot.
Like cabin crew. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
He's a pilot?
There was a bit of superciliousness in his voice, which gave it sort of that air of being a pilot. No detriment to him, just you had that, he came across as...
Because I'm a pilot as well,
Yeah, you're a light aircraft pilot?
Light aircraft, helicopters.
Yeah.
Trained on Tridents for BEA. But that's how I knew he had physics. But 08700 40 50 60 is the number, or you can email the show by going to our website, which is talksport.net. Click on the button that says email the show. You may not believe this, but the RC pilot is still there. Not only is he still listening, just as I said he would be, but he's actually still got his phone line open. And we've just been listening inside his car, because we can do that. If he's listening to us, we can listen to him, harumphing his way through a bunch of...
I was just listening to him coming down the ISDN. Another line.
He's gone now. He's gone. He just jumped off the switchboard.
It was when you said that... Was it Arthur you said? That Arthur pilot is still listening. You realised the phone was still on. It's that kind of... You're sitting there in front of the television thinking... And then suddenly you realise that you put on water to do an egg half hour ago, and you go in the kitchen and it's all steamed up.
Totally. Look, if you can hear us, we can hear you.
Exactly. Even when you don't think we can hear you.
All right, pilot features.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Comment too if you wish. Even slap your legs and make a purchase from Ann Summers. But don't do nothing.